So she's too tired and he's too fat? Well, there you go. That sums up the week. Hi, everyone. Good to have you. I'm Neil Cavuto. Well, Fox on top of some over-the-top health accusations on the campaign trail. First, we have Donald Trump questioning Hillary Clinton's stamina.
I don't know, folks. You think Hillary would be able to stand up here for an hour and do this? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Just saying. Anyway, fair and balanced to Clinton supporters questioning Donald Trump's weight.
He complains about her health. What does he do? He's 70 years old. He's not slim and trim. He brags about eating fast food every day.
So here's Trump, who, Dr. Feelgood put out a one-page letter. He's 70, okay? He's the heaviest president we've had, a candidate, since William Taft.
Oh. Really? We're doing the William Taft thing? Come on. I think LBJ was maybe a tad heavy. But look, I digress. Fat chance, says Joe Piscopo. Yeah, Joe is here. Delighted to have him. We've got Kennedy here, Charles Payne here, Charlie Gasparino, last but not least, Adam Lashinsky. Ben Stein is out this week, and Dagan, as you just saw, is doing her usual great job sub-hosting over at Bulls and Bears. All right, so Joe, I don't know if it's a wise strategy to criticize someone on their weight. First of all, I wouldn't go there. But secondly, in New Jersey, and you and I are from that fine state, there's a certain candidate who ran sometime back on just that against his opponent named Chris Christie, and it didn't work.
No, it backfired on John Corzine big time. You just don't go there. It's just impolite. What do you know? And remember, Chris Christie worked out with such great humor. Remember when they first he was on the radio and they said, I remember it was the radio. I think it was Don Imus giving Don credit. He goes, how much? The first thing Imus asked to Chris Christie when he was running, he goes, how much do you weigh? And Christie goes, 670 pounds.
Yeah.
Like that. Boom. And he dealt with it with humor.
Said, wouldn't you want someone throwing their weight around? So he had a field day with it.
It was
but I always thought when they tried that in New Jersey, and I like to take pride in the fact that we in New Jersey have the highest national cholesterol level. I don't know, because when they took me out of the running briefly this past summer, they kind of brought it down. But I just think it's dangerous to go there.
Well, I think if we're going to go just like reduce this to retail politics, I think the average person is overweight. That's what they say in this country. But the average person who's overweight would look at a Hillary Clinton falling down and not having a lot of stamina as being a real problem. And I think that's where he kind of comes out ahead of this. I mean, people.
But when they extended it, right, Charles Payne, to pick on fast food, I thought that was dangerous because whatever Donald Trump's vices and the fast food that was lumped in with, I don't believe he drinks.
No, not at all.
Maybe he doesn't have caffeine. So there's enough good he's doing to offset this, but you certainly don't go the fast food route because a lot of Americans like fast food.
Yeah. I mean, you certainly, if people identify with the candidates because of themselves. And listen, Hillary's got the health question marks over it. I'm kind of glad this is all behind us, but we must acknowledge there's certain rigors with this job, right? There's a lot of stress. Look at every before and after picture of every single president, and it looks like they have gone through hell. So we better make sure whoever we elect.
Was that a before picture of Taft? Do we know?
I think that was jury.
Wasn't he the guy who was stuck in a bathtub? Or?
No, he was the guy that when he used to eat, and he knew he was full when his stomach hit the table, I think.
That's how I judge it. All right.
Neil, if I may, about Donald Trump, 70 years old, I've never seen stamina. He's like the Springsteen of the political world. You see how Bruce gets up there and just could do 4-hour concerts, and I'm telling you, I've never seen stamina.
It's the electrolytes in the Kentucky Fried Chicken.
No,
it gets him going, dude.
I'm telling you, and I've talked to him.
It is a grueling thing, though, to touch on all of your points here. And Adam, I think it's been raised with a number of people. We assumed it's the age thing. But the fact is, we knew in retrospect that Jack Kennedy had a lot of health issues, but we didn't know about them. So should we have a better procedure than rely on their respective doctors passing information along? Oh, yeah, the guy's fine, whether it's revealed on Dr. Oz or Hillary Clinton belatedly after the fact from a bed in Chappaqua.
Well, the fact of the matter is we know way more now than we've ever known before. Certainly, as you said, when Kennedy was president, we knew nothing.
I don't think we do.
Oh, well, I mean, even getting a one-page joke statement from Trump's doctor, that's, again, more than we would have had.
It doesn't bother you that we got mixed statements from Hillary Clinton?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I think the electorate needs to know as much as it can about whether or not these people can do the job. I want to say that, Neil, I think it's disgusting that both camps behave so impolitely. And I know I'm going to sound naive saying this, but I think it's just terrible that this is the discourse that we have in our country. They should be behaving like grown-ups, not children on the playground. And again, I know how that sounds.
Yeah,
oh, tut-tut, I'm being naive. I think it's terrible.
You know what I found terrible here in a discussion on this, Kennedy? There were doctors arguing back and forth between obese and apparently the next stage, morbidly obese. And I thought to myself, isn't it bad enough to call someone obese? And then you're saying, no, you're so bad, you're morbid. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm there, and I don't want you to make me feel any more vulnerable, you know? What your thoughts?
No, it puts you in an incredibly vulnerable position. I think that Harry Reid and her other surrogates are so far off base on this because they're highlighting Donald Trump's age and his weight. And they have an old candidate who also happens to be slightly portly. So if you're going to highlight your opponent, well, we don't know because Hillary Clinton won't release her weight, so we can't get an accurate BMI. If that's the index that you want to go by, if you want the healthiest president, then vote for Gary Johnson. He has summited the highest peaks on the globe, the 7 highest peaks on every continent, and he's also completed successfully several Ironman triathlons.
Which makes you hungry.
I mean, I didn't think he got up there. He didn't even know he was up there. He just kind of looked around. Where am I now? Like, Mount McKinley, what? Put it down.
We're already in trouble.
He was going up the Poconos.
Neil, Kennedy raised it
to the healthiest guys, too. This guy's a maniac. You know, I challenged him on that.
Oh, don't go there.
No, that 22 push-ups, I challenged Charlie, and I did 22 push-ups, and I said, I challenged Charlie Gasparito. He does. You know what he texts me back? I can do 100. That's like, it's like
Charlie, you don't want to go. Because my doctor, first thing said, come out, Neil, I want you doing those 10,000 steps at a minimum a day.
Yeah.
I said, can I drive them? Apparently that was not an option. But, you know, we look at these issues. We ended the week, if you think about it, and guess what, you can help me with this. Yeah. We're talking about the birther issue again and all this stuff, but we began it talking about weight and health and whether they're up to the task. But do any of these kind of issues even matter unless it's egregious?
Listen, we're talking about it, but Donald Trump gave a great economic speech this week. I think it was his best speech so far in this election.
But was it dwarfed by all these other developments?
You know, it might have been, but here's what he could change. He could set the agenda, and if he's smart, he'll deal with what he's dealing with now. You know, get it out of the way. The birther thing came on Friday. You know,
it's all about planting seeds of doubt,
yes,
right?
But then go forward on the economy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Neil, you make a good point. At the end of the day, at the end of the week, none of this is going to affect the people who are undecided.
I'm going to have to disagree.
It might. I think it might. This is kind of stuff that sticks.
It's not the weight issue or anything else. It's how Hillary handled it. This is why her polls nosedive. You look at every poll that was taken through 9/11, 9/12. The way she handled this, Adam, it is amazing. All she had to do is say Saturday morning, I've got pneumonia. I'm going to go down to 9/11 Memorial for 30 minutes. And you know what? People would have viewed it as her truly gutting it.
Think of it this way,
Charles,
Adam.
I think it's a valid point.
Think of it this way, Adam. Donald Trump didn't lie about his weight. He doesn't lie about his unhealthy eating.
Did he give a figure?
He is kind of fat, but I mean, he's heavy. But,
oh, really? Because I always answer that. Do you mean on Earth?
But if you think there's something, he's heavy. He doesn't lie about the fact that he likes to eat, McDonald's and KFC.
Charlie, if I could,
but Hillary Clinton did lie, and they told anybody.
I just want to get to what
anybody that questioned. Democrats told anybody that questioned her health. They called them, all.
Well, her own team wasn't on the same page, so she was caught off guard. She kind of played that, tried to play talking to a group at the end of the week saying, well, I had a game face on. We as women know about that when we go out there. She tried to play, I don't know, too little, too late. But Kennedy, my question now going forward, are these issues the ones that are going to dominate it? Because sometimes, and with all respect to Adam, I think they're more dominant than people think. It was Ronald Reagan who was famous in a debate, in that one only debate with Carter, with there you go again, and people forgot the substance of the debate. So when they do go, against each other, a week from Monday, will it be this kind of stuff that sets the tone?
I think this definitely sets the tone because, you know, we are just a little over a week out from that first critical debate, and I don't think we can place high enough importance on that. Everyone will be tuning in to see what the candidates bring up, how they react to each other, and I think that both of them will bring this up as an issue. I think it's a bigger Achilles heel for her, not only because she appears to be the more physically fragile of the two, but also, as Charles pointed out, the fact that she blatantly lied about it. And then her husband came out with that gaffe and said, oh, she has the flu. So which is it? And she didn't tell her daughter that she had pneumonia?
And what you said at the outset with the whole list, maintain a sense of humor and perspective and not such a thin skin, right?
No, exactly right. I think Donald Trump's doing great with Jimmy Fallon this week. The mussing hair, it was perfect. Going on Dr. Oz was brilliant. A lot of women watching. He joked about it. I'd like to lose some weight. Humility and humor.
I think the litmus test is when the media scoffs at it, then you know he must be on the right track.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, could be.
Just me. But that's...
Is he going to be in public eating KFC, you think?
We can only hope. All right. Meanwhile, well, this issue